This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone joining us on INCRadio United Kingdom, Fit and Faithful. We do hope that you're enjoying yourselves this lovely Sunday afternoon. And before we begin and bring to you all of the exciting parts that we have for our program this afternoon, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Stanley Grace Medina from the local congregation of Dublin South from the District of Ireland, but I'm not alone. I'm not by myself. I'm joined with our lovelies, Cheryl and Chris Buado from the lovely sunny Spain, I believe. I get you yourselves to introduce yourselves once again.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. We are Cheryl and Chris, and today we are joining Sandy in her show, but we are hosting from
España.
In Marbella, to be exact. So, hola to all of our Spanish listeners.
Yes, thank you, Cheryl and Chris, for joining me today. Really do appreciate hosting with you this lovely Sunday afternoon. But again, we are so excited to bring to you our show this afternoon because we have so many things to share and talk about. And for this afternoon, our topic discussion will be all about small habits, big health, simple ways to feel fit daily. And this is a simple kind of like conversation that we'll be having to share with you how easy it is to maintain a somewhat healthy lifestyle, especially leading up to a new year, 2026. We know that some of us have that in the back of our mind, but we're not going into kind of like a New Year's resolution kind of lifestyle. We want to make small little habits that will make a big impact for our health, right? And now let's we're just gonna talk about a little bit of what we're going to share to you later on in the show. As usual, as all of our usual listeners and watchers have known, we are going to talk about also our segment CFO in Action, wherein we talk about previous activities that were conducted in the districts of Britain North, Britain South, and the District of Ireland. And we'll bring to you 2 activities that we'd like to report to you. And there's more activities that we could share to you, but that will be in our future shows. But for today, we're only going to talk about 2 of our previous activities, one from the District of Britain South and one from our very own District of Ireland. So let's dive into our topic discussion today. And again, for those who have just tuned in, our topic discussion for this afternoon is small habits, big health, simple ways to feel fit daily. So, and we're so thankful that we also have Chris with us because he could bring in an expert level insight apart from our like our own personal insight, right, Cheryl, for our conversation this afternoon. But yes, we'll dive
into the expert. I'll do my best.
But we always go to you for like the expert level insights, you know, for especially for fitness and movement. Okay, so let's go into our first question that we'd like to encourage everybody to join and answer on our live chat on YouTube, on our YouTube link. So the first one is, what is one small daily habit you've added or want to add that helps you feel healthier or more energetic? So I'll go to Cheryl first. So
Dun, dun.
dun, dun,
Yes, sure.
dun.
No, I don't do anything what anybody would call kind of what do you call it? That it's like it. I don't actually. Basically, I don't do anything. So, this is why I can't find the word.
You're
No,
keeping it real.
this is why
She's lazy.
No. This is no, this is the truth. So I don't do anything in the day that will say, oh, 20 minutes of this workout, blah blah blah. I don't do that, sadly, which I know we should. Everybody, you should do that.
She
Don't copy me.
prioritizes sleep.
No, don't copy me. What I did do, which I can tell you, is so when I go to work, so usually I take the tubes and the train. What I do if I ever take bus and is I get off one stop before my actual stop, because apparently this adds to your walking steps, doesn't it? So I don't know if anybody takes the bus. In England, in London in particular, the stops are not very far away, so you can walk them. Right. So instead of getting off at the stop closest to where you want to be, I get off at the stop before. So if you've got like a spare 5 minutes in your journey, then if I'm not in a hurry anywhere, I will get off at the stop before. And then so my walk is that bit longer. So that may not be a whole 20 minutes or 30 minutes workout, but that is a few more steps.
I think that's a good one though, because Senny, repeat the title of today's show.
Small habits, big health.
So
Big
small
health.
habits, big health. So that is my small habit, which is to get off the stop before.
And it's super doable as well. Like I feel like, sometimes we get caught up into doing something big that because it's super, super unattainable, that it's hard to get like even the rhythm of getting into it is so hard. So,
I think that's right. I think it's so hard to motivate yourself to devoting time to do any form of workout. So if you're busy, then it's really hard to interject any form of habit, any form of fitness in your time and in your head. So doing little things, which is the topic today, is actually very good. So hopefully that some of our listeners and viewers are also able to tell us what they do. Even however small, they may not even know that they're doing it, but it helps to really
Increase your
impact.
step count.
That's right. And you know how we say if you live close somewhere, people tend to drive, but actually you can. Or this is what Brother Chris does, which actually is surprising. Okay, I'm going to out him.
Oh, she's throwing me under the bus. Wait, and we're going to go to commercial break.
So
We'll be right back.
if we go to the shops, right? So let's say you're going to the grocery stores or anywhere, he will try to find a parking spot the closest to the entrance of where we're going. Yes or not?
You know what?
Yeah.
Because wait, I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to defend myself.
But what I'm trying to say is don't park so close to the entrance, park further away so it's a bit more steps.
That's if you want to include your step count. I mean, not include, but increase, I should say, which is a really good one. Okay, and I completely agree with Cheryl on my right. I'm gonna be. Well, how can I? He can
get away with it because he does do so many workouts in the day.
Yeah, we have to give it to him.
No, but look. In all honesty, you've touched on a really, really good, simple, doable trait or behavior that everybody can include. Because from my perspective, the general population, especially nowadays, I'm just going to talk about today's population on a global scale, right? Because as what Sister Cheryl said, it's all about convenience. So she spoke about me parking whenever we go food shopping as close to the entrance as possible to make it easier for us to load the car, because we've got kilos of shopping that needs to be brought to the car.
That's an excuse. Guys.
It's not. It's a legitimate one. But however,
no.
let me finish. As a global population, one of those pillars of health is to increase general activity. You see? So if you want to keep it simple, one of those ways of increasing general activity is literally aiming to increase the amount of steps that you accumulate on a daily basis. On a global population's perspective, we are a nation, global nation of not as active individuals in comparison to 25, 50 years ago, right? Which is why we are facing so many different health diseases, situations.
So you can make that. You can
But I'm talking about from the young generation to the teenagers, to the young adults, to those who are middle aged, and to those who are older, you see. And a lot of the time from like studies, the older we get, the more degenerative bones get, you see. And if we don't use your legs, right, in the latter stages of life, you'll lose strength when it comes down to it, you see. And more often than not, we take for granted how strong we are and how able-bodied we are, you see, right? And it's only in the latter stages where we suddenly realize, oh, I'm a little bit weaker than I am, you see, myself included, you see. Hence I want to go to the gym later, because I know that this holiday period has its toll, and, you know, I've had a good time spending some time with my family and friends, and, you know, it was Cheryl's birthday in December, Mia's birthday in December, okay, and then we've had the holiday season, which we still are, and, you know, catching up. What do you do with friends and family? You eat a lot and you don't move, you see, because you enjoy everyone's company. So the small habits compounding over time will equate to inactivity. And if you develop that habit of being inactive, you eventually kind of think it's normal, you see, to be sedentary, right? Because you haven't been as active in comparison to, say, 25 years ago, you see. And we can always switch it. So, for example, Cheryl was talking about when you go to work and you take transport, you can get off a bus stop further away, right? You can choose it to be 1 or 2 bus stops away, right? Or you can take the tube, for example, if you're in London. And, you know, in London, they're quite close to each other. So if you get off a tube stop further away than your initial stop, and then you walk the remainder, over time, you're going to be
the second stop. Like,
and then look, you'll build on so many different things, you see. Improve your bone density, improve your mental health, because you're doing something, you're taking in the sights, you'll decrease blood pressure, for example, over time. You see, if you do this consistently, say, for example, if you do this every day for the whole year, you've taken the opportunity to get off a stop earlier, right? In 365 days, you should have seen and felt some mental and physical benefit of this. You see, and it's doable. Like you said, it's doable.
It's a small,
and it's small. It's tiny.
Habit, so if you get into that habit, it's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, because the general consensus is you should be accumulating 5,000 to 10,000 steps on a daily basis in order for you to maintain, like, body composition, for example. You see, right? Or maintain it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna counteract that, actually. Like, this is like, you know, the polar opposite of like the usual things that people do, like especially at the end of the year, and they started being more intentional with their fitness plans and things. Well, for me, it's the polar opposite, because now my aim is for the new year, and like moving forward with my fitness is not to get into a diet mindset, because like, especially during this time of the year, you feel like, okay, clothes are not fitting as great, and like very little movement, or things like that, or being completely non-movement off the couch and just Netflix all day, every day. But like, the thing is, not going into diet mindset, or kind of restricting myself into like a time scale whenever I'm working out, like doing, I don't know, like if it's less than 30 minutes, like what's the point? Kind of like not getting into that. Like, for me, as long as I get into somewhat of a movement, like that could be walking to the supermarket, or doing like my 5-kilometer run, for which I really am hoping to get into during the week. Then that's my fitness done for the week. Like, I don't want to put myself in a in a box. Like in terms of like movement, like I want to be intentional about it, but I don't want to be restrictive too. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I think when it comes down to it, it all comes down to individual goals anyway, you see, because it's all individualized, as you said, right? But the main thing that you touched upon is intention. You have to take action in anything that you do, right?
Yes.
Because without no action, there's no result, you see. And, you know, you have to, you have to just be honest with yourself, right? Keep it real. And, you know, this is one thing that I'm saying to myself, just from a body composition perspective. The reason my body is the way it is right now is because I've overindulged. And it's a reflection of the current lifestyle that I've had over the past 6 months, so to speak, you see, where I haven't been as active as I generally am, but yet I've consumed more, if not more calories than I'm supposed to. And it's all metrics at the end of the day. Everything that we do is metrics, you see, okay? And, you know, we have to understand there's 365 days in a year. We're coming up towards the end of the year now. And if you look at the metrics that have been included throughout this year, how many gym workouts have you done? How many steps? How much weight have you pushed? How many calories have you consumed? You see, how many times did you stop a tube stop before and then decided to walk? You see, you can tally everything up.
With all of the things that you mentioned, like how many steps have you done, how many times have you been to the gym, and then how many calories you can consume. So in all of his question, my numbers are low until he says, how many calories have you consumed? That's when my number height increased.
But this is it.
I'm with you there too. Like,
how many times have you been to the gym this week?
How many times, Cheryl?
0. How many times have I? What's the other one?
How many times have you?
Steps? I haven't. I took my steps are okay.
How many times have you stopped before your stop for work and got off?
Oh, not too many times, but I have done it. I have. That's small, but that's the whole point. To do small things and to make that a habit. So apart from doing the small, getting off the stop, parking closer, or don't park close,
further away
to wherever you are. I mean, what other small things can we do? Like I think that what I could do more of, which is small, is, you know, when you're eating, not when you're eating. Yeah. So, you know, when everyone of us are eating, I think, especially in the period that he's just mentioned, that Chris has mentioned, that because it's been birthday celebrations, we're spending more time with family and friends eating. I think there's a tendency to overeat because you're enjoying the company, we're enjoying the good food. So what you don't realize is the amount that you're consuming. So the amount of, you know, the movements that I'm putting through.
Yeah.
Which means I think as a habit is try not to over consume. So
okay, I'm gonna include my part. You see, everybody knows that I'm a coach, so this is my approach when it comes down to celebrations. For example, Cheryl celebrated her birthday, and it happens once a year. So, okay, let me break it down this way. If you're looking at metrics from a calorie perspective, there's 7 days in a week. So this is how I do it with my clients. In that period, okay, there's a specific target that we're supposed to consume. So depending on the goal, if you want to maintain your current body weight or your body composition, for example, let's just say for me, I'm going to use me as an example and just going to throw a number for everybody so that we can keep it simple. There is 7 days in a week. Okay. So let's just say my calorie count should be, I don't know, in 1 week. Okay. My calorie count should be, say, 25,000 calories in a week.
How many calories should a man take in a day?
Like that, the average man. Okay. The average man should consume between 2,000 to 2,500 calories.
And a woman?
Between 1,500 to 2,000.
I think I'm well above.
No, but this is the thing. You see, if you times that by 7 from a female perspective, say you're consuming 1,500 calories. Okay, that is 10,500 calories in a week. Okay, right? So if you consume 10,500 calories in a week and you don't go over or you don't go below, you're going to remain, say, 65 kilos, okay, right? However, right, if you consume more, okay, then over time, you're slowly going to put weight on, okay? So that's called a calorie surplus, okay? And then if you consume slightly less, okay, say you consume 1,200 calories every day, right? So you'll be in a calorie deficit, okay, of 1,400 calories at the end of the week. And then over time, if you times that by 4, right, that would be 5,600 calories in the whole month. All right. And it takes in 1 pound of body fat, okay, there is 3,500 calories. Okay. Right. So if you consume that over, or if you look at it from a month perspective, you could lose maybe 2 pounds, right, which is a kilo in a month, which is healthy. See, because anything too rapid, and then you'll lose too much muscle mass, and then your skin will end up being really saggy over time.
I like how you kind of turn it into maths in a way, so people could understand better.
Yeah, but it's just metrics. It's metrics.
Yes,
it's
of
because
how,
what you can measure, you can control. You see, so if you have a specific target, then you can adjust it depending on the goal set. Okay, so for example, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, she was talking about when you're celebrating with friends and family. How many days generally are you celebrating with friends and family? Maximum 2 days, no?
What, for your birthday?
For your birthday,
Yes,
or say
yes.
it happens over the weekend. Okay, so say you overindulge in 2 days in a week, and your calorie target is say 15,000, but for that 2 day period, you've consumed 5,000 calories, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the remaining 5 days, right, you'll have less than 2,000 calories to consume, which is doable.
That's 500 calories a day, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Is it the 5 days? Sorry, less. My math is bad.
See, so this is
My
where,
math is bad. So what I take away from that is that just have less.
if you have a 15,000 calorie target,
So if I've had a bad weekend,
if you've had a bad weekend, you focus on the next 5 days where you
Have
can
to be
measure,
good.
because you're not going to get distracted by friends and family who are going to continue to force extra chocolate and
yeah.
fruits and vegetables and, you know, milkshakes.
So
And also, people have to think about that. If you are like trying to be strict with yourself, and like, you know, you went off the wagon and had like, you know, an indulgent day with your friends and your family, it's not the end, because
It
you have
is
a
not,
full
but this is where, as you said, the mindset comes into play, because you feel
Mhm.
guilty, and then you don't eat, right? Which then
Yes.
puts you in the starvation mode, and then as
Yes.
soon as you see something, then you start stuffing your face, and then you feel bad, and then you stuff your face even more, right? And then you sit down because you feel bad, and then you eat some more, and then you look back at what you've eaten, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's too late.
Yeah, I feel like people have the same kind of way of thinking.
They comfort eat.
Yes.
see?
So what other small habits do we think we can incorporate in
Drinking
our
water.
daily?
Yes, I was about to say that, because I'm
Mhm.
really bad at drinking water, and especially when I'm at work. I know chefs generally they just drink whenever there's like a downtime, and I don't drink throughout the day too. It's just when I remember, I'm like, oh no, like no water all day. So I'm like, okay, let's drink now.
Yeah, so this is another thing that we need to really start to
Yeah.
focus on, because
Water. So easy.
what's the percentage of our body that's water? It's like 70-80%, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
something like that.
Right? So we need it in order for us to perform. You see, if we're dehydrated, more often than not, some people, they get migraines, right? You know, from a digestive perspective, their gut health isn't as good, right? Their energy levels, you see, brain fog, you see, just general dehydration. And a lot of the time, my son and I, Josh, we learned a really good word, empowering. No, is it empower? Embattle.
Embattle your palate.
You embattle your palate.
So changing your taste really. I guess it's maturity. It's
Yeah, you
mature.
see.
Can you explain that to those who haven't are not familiar with that kind of?
Go on, Cheryl. Go on, Cheryl.
How do you battle your
Okay.
palate?
I think what it means is when you're young, so when you are children, our mouth, our taste, and it's a specific way. So depending on what we're exposed to from our home or our culture, but children generally has a limited palate taste, so to speak, because obviously they are learning things. So the texture, the smell, that really all goes into how they make decisions in what they eat. So you'll find that children might say that they only eat rice or they only eat egg or potatoes, or you know, because their palate hasn't yet matured. Or and when I suppose when we say so as we grow up, mature, so to speak, so embattling our palate means that we've forced it to taste new things, to like new things, textures, smell, and using all of our senses to really to mature our palate, I suppose.
Yeah, I think this is one for the parents as well, because from my perspective as a coach working with families who are trying to educate the younger kids, the younger generation, to include a little bit more fruits and vegetables, to drink more water. They haven't taught their children to go through the battle of educating themselves and understanding what these foods and these flavors can do for them. You see, so teaching the children what Brussels sprouts taste like, you see, what spinach, what broccoli, what beans, just general water, because a lot of the time they need some form of flavor, because water is very bland, isn't it? And when it's bland, because it doesn't have flavor, the kids nowadays, they think it's not very tasty.
Yeah,
you
so
see,
it's boring.
It's boring.
So another little habit you can incorporate, I suppose, to tie in with our topic today, is to teach yourself to incorporate healthier
choices.
So if it's vegetables, so if, let's say, like me, I don't eat a lot of it. I eat it because Chris is always insisting that we have veg, but in a hectic lifestyle, when you're just trying to cook something quick, by the time you've had meat, by the time you cooked, you've slaved over a stove, all of a sudden you go, oh, I haven't done any kind of side of green veg.
We have this discussion only because Cheryl cooks amazing food from a protein perspective. However, the plate needs to have specific categories of food in order for your digestive and gut health to be efficient.
So he wants more greenery. So of course, you have to stay away from a plate that's just purely beige. So, you know, if it's a beige plate, he'll complain about it. But adding that into small habits is adding more color onto your plate.
Yeah, so this is where the embattling comes into play.
I'm like actually embattling my palate for sugar. I've no sugar on my coffees or my beverage now. So that's me training my palate to not have too many sugary things. And also I've put the same category for alternative, like you know, the alternative sugars. So they're in the same categories. So I'm not having too many sugars or sugar alternative in my drinks. Or sometimes I go,
how many sugars do you have in your coffee?
I don't now.
Or
I don't.
Did you?
Oh, before? Like 2 or 3.
Okay. I'll give you a good one. I use a substitute of honey.
But sometimes I overindulge with the honey.
It's just like this, yeah? No. But this is where discipline comes into play, you see, just 1 teaspoon. Especially now, because honey has proven health benefits full of antioxidants and stuff like this, which really helps.
But then my mindset shifts on, oh, it's healthy. So if I have more, then it's good.
But everything in moderation, right?
It's so hard. Everything is so hard.
I'm like that with ice cream.
A little bit. Yeah. See, he too has his vice.
No, but you see, we've changed it. You see, we've shifted it.
Yes.
So that we can still have the flavors.
So he has shifted from finishing a whole tub to now he has these small tubs.
And then once that's finished, it's finished.
Okay, okay.
You
Okay,
see?
I get it.
So again, it's just metrics. It's
Yeah,
just
that's true.
metrics. It's the same flavor, it's just in a smaller portion.
I think getting into
But compounding over time, you can go back and have 6 of them.
no,
Yes, no.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
But
Just
I'm
have
being
one.
healthy.
Just have one.
you see, so you can have sweet bites, you can have savory bites, you could be lazy and not walk and not be active. But I think doing all of these small changes and making them into a habit, to habitual
And also being aware of like the things that you find hard to maintain. Like for me, what I find the hardest is like food, like consuming food. Movement, I'm okay. I think I could do better, but I'm okay. But like food is my weakness. It's my job and everything. So like I'm right in the middle of like all the nice fatty good things. So I find that the hardest. What about you guys? What do you feel like is the hardest for you? I know we've touched base on it. For you to like keep up or maintain.
So for me in particular, so I, like you like sweet things. Like Chris, he likes sweet things, but I like savory things. And my kind of bad thing is that the overconsumption of food. Because something tastes good, I feel like I need more and more of it, which actually, if I listen to my body, if I listen to my stomach in particular, once we've eaten, I should really stop. But the problem with me is that I don't, which means, so if Chris is not happy about his weight because of this past 6 months of overconsumption, and he's very active in his job, but if I have a stint where I only stay at home to work, then that's even worse because I'm not getting into buses and get off a stop before, like what I would like to do. But that's the bad thing for me. I think it's the overeating because food tastes good. And that could be a social event, that could be having good company, great company with your family or your friends. So I think just that, like eating is my happy place, is where I'm always with people, good people, lovely people, and we're eating all the time. And there's a lot of memories associated with eating. So that is I guess that's my vice, it's just eating. And like, if I have a busy day and I think, oh, I haven't eaten yet, that's a big thing. I say, oh no, I need to eat, but maybe I'm not hungry, but I don't actually listen to my body that tells me, no, you've eaten enough, or no, you've eaten so much last night that actually this morning, you don't need to eat. But for me, I feel like, no, but it's time to eat. Surely it's breakfast, surely it's lunchtime, surely it's dinner time. And then all your friends are visiting you. Oh, then surely it's snacking time. So that's my worst thing.
I think it's the same for a vast majority of everybody when it comes down to that.
Yeah, eating is good.
It is good because this is again how we live our lives, isn't it? Where we're social beings.
But what we can do to fix it, guys, I've just had an epiphany. When we're going to eat, right? We're gonna cook at home. Don't park near the restaurant. Don't park near the supermarket. Park far. So you have to.
I like how you turned this.
See? And then when you're getting into public transport, get off 2 stops early. See?
What if it's raining?
I've just decided. Then
what if it's cold?
I can see counteracting this.
Now we're going to put more greenery into our plate.
No, but this is the thing, you see.
So
everything
all of
that we're
these
talking
things
about
are food related.
Yeah, but everything that we're talking about, small habits. What was it, Sandy?
Small habits and big health.
Yeah, small habits, big health.
Yeah.
So if you look at this, if you're finding it a challenge, it's because you're so used to comfort.
Oh, and didn't we talk about this last week?
You see?
With Darwin. Hello, shout out to Darwin Boyson, who was in our show last week, who talked a lot about
and this goes down to the global population because everything is so simple now. At the touch of a button.
He said, don't be comfortable, being comfortable. Is that right?
Yeah,
Darwin, what did you tell us? We're waiting for part 2 actually in our show next year.
No, you need to be used to being uncomfortable.
Okay, so walk far from
because at the end of the day, we are looking to develop the next generation of individuals who can impact the world. So therefore, we need to build individuals to have the right characteristics, to be inspirational, and to set an example. And by doing those hard things, like getting off a tube stop earlier, like what else did you say?
Parking far
Like
away
parking further
from
away,
the restaurant.
like drinking the extra
Water.
cups of water.
We need to
You
drink
see?
more water, incorporate more greenery, color on our plate.
Like spending the extra 3 minutes that it takes to cook some perfect broccoli. Right? I'm only saying this because Cheryl and I, we have this conversation on a regular basis. Like I said, she cooks amazing dishes, okay, with the carbs, with the protein, but she's just missing the fiber. You see? And fiber is essential for good, efficient gut health.
Let me cut it. When do you bring this up? Like after you had the food, or while
Daily,
you're having
daily.
Wait, no, daily.
Daily.
Most of the time.
See?
Okay.
Okay, let's put it this way.
It's because I've cooked all day. I've cooked a lot of, it took me ages. And the reason why I don't cook the side vegetables is because those things are only nice to eat fresh. So by the time he comes home and he would like them, that's when we can cook them. They can't sit there for hours because then it loses the resistencia.
She's coming out some big words. What does that mean?
Wait, okay, Stench, we have a break at some point.
No, I was gonna say, like, because you mentioned all those things, then what would be like for our listeners and our viewers and everyone joining us today, what would be like a realistic point of view for like eating and diet and even movement that maybe we could allow to be part of our habit, you know?
Okay, I have specific pillars when it comes down to coaching my clients that everybody that I work with generally aims to adhere to in order for them to have a healthier life. And it's the compounding effect of these different pillars that over time has shown significant impact and change in their lifestyle. 1, hydration, so water, okay? 2, understanding your calories, right, and protein targets. 3, training, resistance, okay, as well as cardio. 4, sleep, and then 5, sunlight. You see, so those things, right? And it's quite simple because a lot of the time, sunlight is free, okay? Water is free if you're drinking it from the tap, okay? Going outside is free if you're going for a walk. Getting some fresh air is free. The only things that you really have to pay for is food and maybe going to the gym, but even exercise is free if you want to, right?
You can do that at home.
You see?
Like
So
a lot of our INCRadio shows.
So yeah, 4 of those things are free. Water, walking, even training, you can put that into that bracket. Sleep, increasing sleep, okay, and hydration. 4 things
that's water.
Oh,
Hydration.
what?
Sun.
I've missed out.
And what else was the other one?
One thing that I can really vouch for, and I think we touched on right at the beginning, right, when it came down to increasing your step count, right, is just resistance-based training, people, honestly, because the key to longevity is maintaining muscle mass and ideally increasing it. But the only way that you can increase muscle mass is if you stress the system by having the overload principle, because the adaptation to resistance-based training is an increase in strength, you see? And when you increase your strength, it just shows that you're active. And when you're active, you generally have a lower body fat percentage and a higher muscle mass, you see? And this is what the nation ought to be looking at, because people are focused too much on losing weight, whereas research has shown, or studies have shown, that people need to focus more on developing strength. Because when you develop strength, it takes action and the mindset and the discipline and the what was the thing? You said a word earlier, Senli. Intention.
Yes, that's
the word. The intention of being healthier and being fitter. And as a nation, going through all those demographics from the older generation to the parents, to the young adults, to the teenagers, to the kids, right? And even the babies want to get stronger because they want to get after your phone. You see, you put your phone somewhere and they see you using it, so they want to stand up and then they want to walk on the sofa to get there, right? And in order for you to stand up, you have to use your leg muscles. Your leg muscles are the strongest muscles in your body, and if you don't use them, you're going to lose functionality. You see?
I think the mindset that we need to shift from is to not only have like a healthy overall lifestyle, but to maintain and like improve our strength.
Yes,
I feel like,
100%.
yeah, I feel like
100%.
people go into thinking that like health equates looser, like, you know, clothes and things like
But
that.
another thing is, I'm just going to touch on that now. Everybody wants the simple things. You see, so if you look at the current situation when it comes down to us, right? And I touched on it, the global population is facing, can you imagine, this is a statistic and everybody can do that. Everybody can maybe look at it from, I like to keep things real. More people die from overeating. You see, the factors that are associated with the overeating. You see, so, you know, you look at health implications from type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, obesity, etc., etc. They come generally from too much food consumption, you see, and a lack of activity and a lack of strength training, you see, right? And then the nation nowadays, we've got so many different simplistic methods, like, for example, injections that people can start to use to help them lose weight because they don't want to put the hard work in, you see. And there's nothing wrong with taking the injection because it's a vehicle, it's a stepping stone to improving your lifestyle, you see. However, there is what we always, well, I always say, prevention is better than cure. The reason individuals are having to take the injection is because they're at that stage now where if they don't take it, something significant is going to really happen. You see, but we can always prevent it escalating by taking the smaller steps, like increasing your step count, increasing hydration, resistance-based training, going out, having sunlight, and sleeping more, right? Because the compounding effect, if we start now, you're significantly going to improve your lifestyle, both from a mental and a physical state. But you just have to, as you said, you need to have that intent and make the choice and then take action. Because when you do all of those, you're going to change your behavior, you're going to change your state, and then you're going to change your mindset, which will elicit a different outcome. And that's what we want. For me, I want everyone to be strong. You don't have to be a bodybuilder to be strong. You see, you just have to use your body, move it, stand up, squat, see, do some push-ups, go for a walk 5 minutes, drink some water, hydrate.
And you know, this topic opens up a wider conversation for everybody to look at their health, like our families, you know, because, like, you know, the small habits that we do now will impact your health in like the new year, you know, in the next 5 years. So like, this is a great topic, but unfortunately we have to cut it short and maybe do a part 2, because I know I was reading some comments on the live YouTube chat, and people are saying that it's such a great topic to get into, especially now that we're our year is ending and we're looking forward to the new year. But yeah, great insight to both of you. And our main takeaway from this is, you know, do not park closest to the supermarket.
It's metrics.
Yes, there's metrics.
For example, how many days in a year, Sydney? I'm gonna Cheryl, how many days in a year?
365 days.
All right, I'm gonna test
except 366 when it's a leap year.
Okay, say you do 10 burpees every day for the rest of the year. How many burpees would you accumulate by the end of?
No, that's times 10.
10.
My maths is not good,
That's
guys.
it, right?
3,650 or
and a 0.
It's a good thing. Just
so if you do 10 burpees every day, and how long does it take to do 10 burpees? I mean, you could choose to do any exercise. You see, small habits go a long way, right?
Yes.
I just read a comment from here. So if you do, let's do it this way. If you do 10 push-ups, everybody knows how to do a push-up. Or if you do 10 squats, because legs, everybody should ensure that they never neglect their legs. If you do 10 squats every day for the rest of the year, how many squats would you accumulate by the end of 2025? 3 seconds, and then I'll buy you
2025.
Yeah, if you started on January the 1st, 2025 until December the
A
31st,
lot.
365 times 10 equals,
And plus another zero.
which is
3,650.
oh, she's sweating.
I was waiting for Chris to say what he's gonna buy you, but you answered straight away. I thought he's gonna say,
The pressure. So you can see, look, small habits will go a long way.
Yes.
Yes.
Small habits will go a long way.
So you see?
We should do more of that.
So you imagine doing, and then you can give yourself a pat on the back because
well done.
that's it. The following year, what do you think is going to happen to your body? You're going to be stronger. Your legs are going to be stronger. You're going to jump higher. You're going to walk further. You see? You might even walk to work. You might not even take the tube.
I won't go as far as that. We still need to take the tube, guys.
See? Right? And she knows she's going to be like, da, 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 da. She's going to be running like this. Right? But it's all metrics. So, yeah, do those things. Small
Yes.
habits go a long way. It is. You
I
talk too much, Cheryl, man. It's like 10-2. Where's the show gone?
We don't have much time.
No,
Guys.
true.
We don't have much time. So send Lee.
Yeah, look, I need to go gym.
I think we're just gonna brush through and not do the break anymore because
Yeah.
I was aiming to have a little break, and I know you guys are just getting into the topic, but now we're gonna go straight into our other segment, which is our Christian Family in Action segment, or CFO in Action segment, wherein we talk about the previous activities that we conducted in the districts of Britain South, Britain North, and in the District of Ireland. So we're just gonna ask our Kuya Tech, our tech people behind the scenes, to play the video slides that we'll have going on there, so we could talk about the activities that two activities that we have for the show today. So the first one is we will be showing to you video one, which is the Britain South Choir Special Gathering activity, and I know Cheryl was part of that and she participated in that activity. Could you talk us through that activity quickly?
Yes, and so if you may or may not see it on screen. Oh no, that is a CMV. That's
Kuya
okay.
Tech.
Play.
Play, Kuya Tech.
It's only round one, trying to catch my breath. Hits from everywhere, I'm covering my head. Been here before, so what's to fear? I knew this fight would come, I've trained all these years. So when it goes down, I'm ready for the big fight. Facing my opponent in this ring that they call life. There's a new normal, a lot more melodies. Ready for the times that we face upon. So I'm brave now. I'm not afraid. I'm brave now. I'm standing straight. I'm up to you. I'm brave now. I'm fading away. I'm so worthy. My Ace Goods.
And we're back on INCRadio United Kingdom, Fit and Faithful. We brought to you our CMV, but we have to cut it really short, everybody. It was a great topic, and we do hope that you enjoyed our topic discussion this afternoon, small habits, big health. And I'd like to say thank you to my co-hosts who brought in so much insight, Cheryl and Chris.
Thanks, and thank you for having us here on Viva España.
Hasta luego.
And if I can have just quickly 10 seconds to plug our show. Next week, we'll be back on Sunday, the 4th of January. So we will greet the new year together. We will weigh ourselves. No, we won't weigh ourselves.
All the way from Costa del Capa.
We are going to be in back in Battersea in the United Kingdom in London, where we will be broadcasting live through one of the shows, which will be the Battersea Fitness activity. So we'll be broadcasting live from there. So make sure that you tune in next week at 4 o'clock. So shout out to everybody in the UK. I hope you are missing us. No, we miss you as well. And we will be back next year.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cheryl and Chris, for joining me today. But before we end our program today, we first would like to greet our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo. And we'd like to say hello to Brother Wally Taray, our Station Manager, and Brother Montreal Boy, our INC Media Production Section Chief. And again, we would like to extend our warm greetings to all of the district supervising ministers of Britain North, Britain South, and Ireland. So we'd like to say hello to Brother Harley Po. Thank you so much for all of your support during our show today. And also Brother Anthony Peña, and also Brother Pipito Aquesta, our District Supervising Minister in the District of Ireland. And again, we will have to cut it short today, but thank you so much for joining us on INCRadio United Kingdom Satellite Studio, Fit and Faithful. Happy Sunday, everyone. Bye!